Be a quick tutorial on the Paraglide editor. To get started, we need to first upload our dataset. So once you're logged in, you can hit upload and you can find the dataset. I have this housing.csv dataset preloaded. You can use anything that you really want. Next, what you want to do is you want to choose a workflow. So let's start with the most basic one to give a easy introduction. So I'm going to hit basic workflow, and as you can see here, all I need is to provide the private key, and then I need to provide the target column that I want to predict. And the rest of it, Paraglide will find by itself. So to get that private key, I can hit profile. This is the key. You don't want to share it with anyone because this is what you're going to use to access all your models. You're going to come back here and then you're going to paste the private key into here. And now you need to specify the target column. So what do you want to predict? And since Paraglide is a classification tool, we're going to predict this ocean proximity column, which distinguishes categories of proximity to the ocean. And so I'm going to paste this here, and now, because I'm on the free trial, the free trial only lets you send data sets of size 5,000 rows and less. And because we have 20,000 rows here, I'm going to have to add a trim. I'm going to have to trim the data set. And in Paraglide, that's as easy as saying trim. And I want to trim, let's say, 80% of the data set, so only 20% of the data set is left. I can hit run. And now we have the result here. So as you can see, there's a bunch of analysis tools that are results. So we can see the tokens that were used, the recall, all of these analysis tools to target, the accuracy score. And now this is a lot to process. And and it basically tried all of the different analysis techniques because we didn't really override the analysis column. And so it figured out pre-processing. It did a bunch of pre-processing, the modeling in the background. And so to make this a little bit easier to understand, we can now go in and we can override the analysis section. And that's really as easy as saying the analysis and then specifying the type. So let's say I want to make it easy. So I want to just have this accuracy score to make it a little bit easier for me to analyze. So I'm going to hit run. And now we have the results. This is a little bit easier to see. You have that data set. This is the run ID. This is what you're going to use to perform inference on the model and get a little bit more information. This is your accuracy score, so it performed pretty well. And then this is the column that you were trying to predict. And note that these are the tokens that are used. In the free trial, you're given 50 tokens, and then you're billed monthly for the tokens. And you can go in and check the profile, and you can see the number of tokens that you have left. So now let's kind of go a little bit deeper into it. And now I'm going to perform a little bit of pre-processing myself. So you can use a preprocessor tag. And as soon as you override this preprocessor tag, you are responsible for making sure that your data set is ready for modeling. And so I've kind of overridden it. And the first thing I need to do is I need to turn these strings, the ocean proximity column, into numbers. And the way you do that is you use label encoding. So the keyword in Paraglide is label encode. And now all I need to do is I need to specify the column. So this is the ocean proximity column. Next, in machine learning, what you generally do is you scale the columns that have large numbers so it doesn't induce bias into the classifier. So I have longitude and latitude. And so all it is in Paraglide is you scale. And then since it's multiple columns, you can use an array. So longitude, latitude. And then finally, what I'm going to do is actually what you want to do always in the beginning is you want to impute. So you want to get rid of the not a number values because then your model will not work. So all you can do in the beginning every time is you can fill all, and then you're kind of done. And now you're ready. And now since I've done the pre-processing, I can hit run and it should run. Yeah, so now we have the results of the model. So you can see you have this accuracy score here. You have it has basically used your pre-processing and it's figured out that modeling tasks. The last thing we're going to do is right now, there's 4 separate components in Paraglide. There's that data reading step, there's pre-processing, there's analysis, and then there's modeling. So we still haven't overridden the modeling. So let's say I've kind of read about this thing called ensembling, and it's where you kind of take a bunch of models, you stack them together, and then you get the output. And so in Paraglide, you can use Paraglide's internal ensembling by just typing ensemble. And if you type ensemble without the S, just like in the English language, it will only try one ensemble model. But if you type S, ensembles, it'll try all the different types of ensemble models that you have. It's expecting a delimiter, which is, we forgot this. And so now we have the results of all of the ensemble modeling, as we can see. So we have this kind of accuracy score as we specified here. Now, the last thing that I haven't gone over is including custom functions, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to quickly tell you how to do it. And so in modeling, whenever you want to specify a custom function anywhere, all you have to do is put this custom parameter. And when you do the custom parameter, there's two things you have to specify: the loc, which represents the location. And so this is the file name. And the second thing is the name. So what is that name of the function that you're kind of using? And when using the online Paraglide editor, you can kind of come into here and then you can specify your function, and we have all of the parameters and stuff that you need for the functions in the documentation.